Alrighty. Hello, my name is Kylie Chandler, and today I'm going to be teaching section 12.1, congruent angles. Drew this up for you, but now we're gonna have to erase that so we can work some problems. Before we work some problems though, we are going to talk about what a congruent angle is. Congruent triangles are two lines. Since two line segments have the same shape, they are congruent if and only if they have the same shape and the same size. So they must have the same shape and size. And I saw an example in the book where they used toothpicks, which were sides that were similar, but didn't have any toothpicks around the house, so I decided to use some markers and show you some examples of triangles that wouldn't be congruent and then some that would. So I have this first one. This example, ignore the dusty screen, but this example would not be congruent because they do not have the same size sides, or they don't have the same shape. I couldn't find anything exact. So the second one, we're gonna pretend like they're all the same type of pen and they're in the same shape, and one's kind of further back. It doesn't really look like it's the same size, but I promise it is the same size. So this one would be two congruent triangles. And now we're going to draw up a couple examples of some congruent triangles, and we're gonna work some problems. So we're gonna have a triangle like, I'm going to try my best to make them even. They might not be perfectly even, but let's just keep in mind these are congruent triangles. Got this one, two lines here, one line here, three lines here. This one's going to be A, this one's going to be B, this one's going to be C. Then we're going to have the same triangle going up and down. Like I said, they might not look even, but these are congruent triangles. Three lines here. And then this one's going to be L, N, N. So we're gonna have corresponding vertices, corresponding sides, and corresponding angles. And I'm gonna show you how we find that. So first we're gonna start off with vertices. If we have looking at the wrong one. If we have A, it's going to equal to, well, we're gonna look over here. Even though it's not this like turned the same way, it's still congruent and the sides are the same. So A is going to be equal to, we can look at, there's one line here, so what the one line is here, L. And then we have B, which is equal to M. So we look over here at this triangle, and then what side is the same as this one on this one, and it's M. And then C is N. Now we want to do corresponding sides. If we have sides, I'm going to go ahead and write all the sides out first, and then we'll find the corresponding ones. So we have sides AB equal, then we have sides BC equal, and then we have CA. Sides A to B is going to be the same as, look over here, L to M. Sides BC is going to be the same as MN. We didn't really make enough room for that. MN, don't forget the lines over it, almost forgot that. And then CA is going to be the same as NL. And now we're going to do corresponding angles. That's actually getting a little bit low there, so we're going to erase this to start angles. Corresponding angles. We have angles A, angle B, and angle C. Angle A is going to be similar to the sides. It's going to be the same pretty much. We're just going to put this instead of the arrows. And we're going to put angle L. And then angle B, angle M. An easy way to figure this out is we have these lines, and A has 1, B has 2, and C has 3. And on this one, L has 1, M has 2, N has 3. So basically each one on this triangle, like A has 1, so L has 1, so A and L equal each other. For C, just like a deeper explanation for that, it's going to be N. And also they're in alphabetical order, but we're going to change that up in a second because most people would just be like, oh, alphabetical order, so A is going to be the other one in alphabetical order, but we're actually going to change that up so that we know what we're doing. So that's it for this example. Next example, we're not going to use it in alphabetical order. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to make these look as congruent as possible, but I'm human, so I can't draw perfect triangles, unfortunately. So we have this side like this side like this, and then this long side right here. We have L, H, and S, and we're going to do side like this, and a side like this. Pretend it's all even. So we have LHS and KTW. And we're going to do the same things. We're going to start off with sides. Actually, no. My bad. Vertices. Sides and angles. Okay, so L corresponds with what? H corresponds with what? And S corresponds with what? So we're gonna look at L. It's basically shifted, like flipped, so we know that, and we can look at the longer sides to figure out which side's which. So L is going to be K, H is going to be W, and S is going to be T. For the sides, done vertices. So now we're going to do the sides. Sides, LH equal HS equal, and SL equal. Okay, so LH is going to be equal to, see, that's the short side, and the short side on this one is KW. Don't forget the line on top. HS is going to be equal to WT, and SL is going to be equal to TK. Right, so we're gonna erase sides, and now lastly angles, which is pretty much like the vertices. So angle L equals angle H equals an angle S equals. L equals angle K. Yes. H equals angle W. Yes. And then S equals angle T. Those are some examples of finding the vertices, sides, and angles of congruent triangles. And lastly, for the end bit, we're going to do, I'm just going to give some examples of triangles and make them look as good as possible if they're supposed to, and see if we can figure out if they're congruent or not. A, set B, and set C. Set A is going to look like this. Set B looks like this, and set C looks like this. So set A, if you can tell, they're supposed to be similar, so these would be congruent. They're the same size and shape. All the sides are. Set B, they're not all the same size, or they're all the same size, they're not even the same size or shape, so this one's not congruent. And then this one, it's not exactly perfect, but the answer is supposed to be yes. I'm sure if you have like a handout or something and it's printed out, it's going to be much easier to tell. But basically, if they're the same size, same shape, then you've got a congruent angle. And that's pretty much it for 12.1 congruent angles. Hope this helped. Thank you.